I always say tariffs is the most beautiful word to me in the dictionary. Because tariffs are going to make us rich as hell. It's going to bring our country's businesses back that left us.
Canada has recently made significant strides in the electric vehicle (EV) market with a surprising decision regarding Tesla, all while managing the complexities of trade relations with the United States. As tensions escalate, we'll look into the implications of Canada's strategy and its potential impact on the future of electric vehicles and global trade. Canada is fully committed to electric vehicles, having established a clear target. By 2025, 1 in 10 cars sold would be electric. Remarkably, this goal was achieved 2 years ahead of schedule. This significant milestone indicates a growing interest among Canadians in purchasing electric vehicles. In order to enhance the affordability of electric vehicles, Canada has made substantial investments in manufacturing and critical minerals. This initiative was not merely an impulsive decision. It was a well-conceived plan that has proven effective, as evidenced by the positive response from the market. The trade war is heating up. The trade relationship between Canada and the U.S. is massive, built over decades and worth over $900 billion in 2023 alone. From vehicles to metals, Canadian exports fuel American industries. But this crucial partnership is now on shaky ground. Rising tensions are pushing both nations to the edge. The U.S. has always been Canada's biggest trading partner. But with Donald Trump's administration making aggressive moves, that stability is crumbling. Canadians are left wondering, can we still rely on the U.S.? Trump's tariff threats. Trump is pushing for 100% tariffs on Canadian vehicles and metals, claiming it's about national security. But for Canada, this feels more like economic warfare. If these tariffs hit, the consequences could be devastating for industries that rely on U.S. trade. And Canada isn't backing down. One bold countermeasure on the table? A 100% tariff on Tesla vehicles. This isn't just about one company. It's a strategic strike at the heart of the U.S. auto industry. A move like this could shift the entire trade dynamic between the two nations. What happens next? Will the U.S. follow through on its threats? Will Canada retaliate? The stakes have never been higher, and the future of North American trade hangs in the balance. This is a showdown you can't afford to ignore. What do you think? Should Canada fight fire with fire? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you're enjoying this content, hit that like button and subscribe for more updates on this high-stakes battle. Canada's bold move. Taking on Tesla and turning to Europe. By targeting Tesla, Canada is sending a clear message. It's ready to challenge a major player in American innovation and the EV sector. Tesla has a strong foothold in Canada, with thousands of Canadians buying their cars each year. A 100% tariff would double the price of popular models, potentially slashing sales and disrupting Tesla's growth in North America. But this isn't just about cars. Tesla relies on Canada's mineral reserves for battery production. If the U.S. turns up the pressure, Canada could redirect these critical resources elsewhere. And it already has a plan in motion, pivoting toward the European Union as an alternative market. Europe, Canada's new trade frontier. The EU is a massive market with over 450 million consumers, all searching for reliable suppliers, especially for electric vehicle materials. Canada has exactly what they need: rich deposits of lithium and cobalt, essential for EV battery production. While shipping to Europe isn't as seamless as trading with the US, Canada is ready to adapt. Thanks to the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, CETA, signed in 2017, Canada has already cut tariffs and boosted exports to the EU by 30%. This deal is a lifeline, giving Canadian businesses a strong foothold in Europe at a time when US trade relations are uncertain. Shaping the future of EV trade. By strengthening ties with Europe, Canada is securing its place in the global EV supply chain. If tensions with the US escalate, Canada won't be left without options. It's betting on its resources, its trade agreements, and its ability to adapt. The question now is, will the US risk pushing Canada even closer to Europe? Canada's trade pivot: opportunity or obstacle? The EU trade agreement isn't just a safety net, it's a launchpad for Canadian businesses looking to expand into a new market. But shifting trade from the US to Europe comes with serious challenges. One major hurdle: distance. Shipping goods across the Atlantic is costly and time-consuming. A container ship from Halifax to Rotterdam takes about 2 weeks, a stark contrast to the quick border crossings into the US. The logistics are far more complex, requiring businesses to adapt to new supply chains and higher transportation costs. Then, there's regulatory compliance. The European Union has strict product standards, meaning Canadian manufacturers may need to modify their products to meet EU requirements. On top of that, competition is fierce. Volkswagen, Renault, and other established automakers dominate the market, forcing Canada to take a strategic approach to attract European buyers. The auto industry on the brink. Trade tensions are already shaking up North America's auto industry, and if tariffs go into effect, the fallout could be massive. Canada ships billions in auto parts to the US every year. A 100% tariff would send prices soaring, hurting both consumers and manufacturers. Tesla is particularly vulnerable. Tariffs on Tesla vehicles could slash sales in Canada, rippling across the entire EV supply chain, from battery producers to part suppliers. The stakes are enormous, and the North American auto industry is watching closely. A trade war with global consequences. Trade wars rarely stay contained. Retaliatory tariffs could escalate tensions, jeopardizing the long-standing US-Canada trade partnership. Rising consumer prices, potential job losses, and disruptions in cross-border industries are all on the table. Faced with this uncertainty, Canada is doubling down on alternative markets to secure economic stability. With rich mineral reserves in regions like James Bay, Canada has what Europe needs to power its EV boom. If the US trade dynamic shifts, Canada is ready to pivot and establish itself as a key global player in the evolving auto industry. What's next for Canada and Tesla? The future remains uncertain, but one thing is clear. Canada is ready to adapt. As tensions with the US continue, Canada will likely strengthen ties with Europe, using its resources and trade agreements to stay competitive in the global market. For Tesla, the stakes are just as high. The company must rethink its strategy in response to these tariffs. Will they adjust pricing to offset costs? Will they seek alternative suppliers to maintain their market position? The decisions made in the coming months will be critical for both Tesla and the Canadian economy. Looking ahead, the EV industry is evolving fast. Canada has a major opportunity to reshape its role in the global market. What happens next could redefine trade, electric vehicles, and economic relationships for years to come. Everyone is watching to see how this unfolds. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our latest updates on trade, EVs, and global markets. See you in the next one.